Hey, friend, welcome back. I am so glad that you are here today because this question comes up constantly and it comes from such like a real place, right? Someone wrote it and said, I have no energy. I'm exhausted. I'm in pain all the time. There is no way that I can do everything to end my migraines. So if I could only do one thing right now, what would you tell me to do? And I want to answer with so much compassion here because I remember exactly what that felt like, right? You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I have 15 things to do today, but I have the energy for one. It's really just kind of depressing and worrisome because I have so many things. Like if I could eat better, if I could exercise better, if I could, I don't know, drink more water, then maybe I'd feel better, but you just don't have it in you. When I had migraines every single day for 10 years, I was not looking for a wellness plan. I was looking for survival. I was constantly thinking like, how do I get through today without falling apart? What can I cancel? How close am I to the time when my migraine pain is going to increase? So if that's where you are, please hear me. You are not weak. You are not doing things wrong. You are not behind. You're just exhausted. And exhaustion makes everything feel impossible. But here is the truth that surprises most women. There is no universal one thing because migraines aren't caused by one thing. Now, they're rooted in chronic inflammation. Absolutely. That is one thing, chronic inflammation. But the inflammation can show up different and does show up different for everyone. And when we talk about the six inducers, this becomes really crystal clear. For one woman, her biggest fire might be, light and sound. For another, it might be circadian rhythm disruption. For another, it's food and chemical inputs, that inflame her nervous system. Somebody else might struggle, with their gut being an issue, another with an emotional load or hidden stressors, and another with movement and muscular tension patterns. Now, it's the same overlying root cause, right? Chronic inflammation, but completely different source of inflammation. So when someone asks me for the one thing to do first, I really can't give them an answer, because your inflammation pattern is different from the woman sitting right next to you. So let's kind of paint that picture a little bit more. Let's imagine two women, right? One cooks at home, eats whole foods, sleeps fairly consistently, and her biggest trigger is the emotional weight that she's quietly carrying all day long. She's got some things going on in her family. Let's say the other one eats out most nights, grabs what's convenient, runs on coffee, goes to bed at whatever time she wants, but has a super happy family life. Their inflammation is coming from two different places. You cannot give these two women the same starting point. The right first step is personalized to where their body needs relief the most. This is why Google doesn't work, why supplements don't work long term, why something helps for a few weeks and then completely fizzles out, because it's never addressing the inducer that is actually driving inflammation for you. Now, let's talk to the version of you who asked the question, the exhausted you, the I just need someone to tell me where to start you. Pause. Let me highlight that. Because it never addressed the inducer that is actually driving inflammation for you. All right, now let's talk to the version of you who asked the question, right? The exhausted you, the I just need someone to tell me where to start you. There is a right order when we're addressing migraines. But for me to give you the correct first step, I would need to see your patterns, your daily rhythms. your migraine behavior and which inducers are firing most strongly, which is exactly why we created the migraine mini session. It lets us look at your specific data and pinpoint, here are the two most important things for your body. Start here without guessing, without overwhelm, and with confidence. Now, the link for this is in the show notes if you want real clarity instead of kind of doing that pushing through another year of trial and error. But I also understand the heart behind your question. You want something you can do today. So here is what I say to every woman who feels like she cannot do it all, but wants to do something. Choose one thing you already know your body is asking for. Not the perfect thing, not the scientifically, amazing, ideal starting point. Just the one thing that you know in your gut would help. We all have that thing that we know in our gut is going to be, good for us, right? For me, I do work out, but I sit at a desk all day long. I don't move enough. I know that my body would feel so much better if I could find a way to be moving a heck of a lot more. What's that thing for you? Maybe it's cutting down sugar. Maybe it's lowering your processed food. Maybe it's adding more hydration with filtered water. Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's reducing artificial smells or fragrances that always flare you. These aren't small acts. These are nervous system supporting decisions that help calm inflammation no matter where you're starting from. And even if they aren't the complete answer, which they're not, right? We're not just going to be able to add more water and have migraines magically disappear or get rid of a scented candle and they're going to be gone. These things do create momentum. They do create a lowering of chronic inflammation, which leads to starting to create some relief, to create space. They create hope. And I'm going to share something, a little personal with you. When I was in the thick of migraines, everyone thinks because I'm the migraine expert that, I did it all perfectly and I did it all right. Well, I didn't. There was a lot of trial and error as I was learning the right way to support myself and to help support other women. And I did not change everything all at once. I couldn't. I was just like you, exhausted and overwhelmed. Remember, I had daily pain. Sure, some days it was a level 1 to 3, some days it was a level 7, but I had daily pain. So I had to choose one thing in the beginning that felt doable. That tiny step, of course, it didn't fix everything, but it cracked the door open. It gave me just enough energy, just enough confidence, just enough breathing room to take the next step. And then the next, and then the next. And that's how momentum works. So let me end with this. You do not have to do everything today. You do not have to overhaul your life. And you absolutely do not have to figure this out on your own. Start with one supportive step. And when you're ready for clarity on the actual right order for your body, your circumstances, your health, the migraine mini session will help you find it. Your body's not giving up. It's asking for the right support, and you are closer to relief than you think. All right, I'm cheering you on as always. Here's to your migraine-free day.